Hey guys, welcome back. I am Jason. Today is a sneak peek, a glimpse, a day in the life kind of video. Join me, come along with me, and let's see what we can get into. Recently somebody backed into the gate when it was open. I don't know who it was. I think it was some delivery guy, FedEx man or something, and they smashed it up, so I gotta fix the bottom hinge here. What do you think? Straighten it out, trade it for something one day? Like the bonehead that I am, I drilled this hole just a tiny bit too big. So I'm gonna do the old toothpick trick. This is our compost heap right here. Put all of our kitchen scraps in here and put it on our blueberry bushes once it breaks down. Chickens like to scratch in here too and make a mess. But the briars have taken over. This is a hide off of a buck that I killed a little over a week ago, and I've had it soaking in the creek in hopes that the hair would start to fall off, the hair would slip, so I can tan the hide. So what you see behind me is a field pasture on the other side of the creek, and I'm considering fencing this and putting livestock out here. I just haven't quite committed to it yet. But what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to pace it off and see roughly how much fencing I would need, what I would require as far as materials goes, so I can do some pricing and figure it out. I'm probably going to just do like a solar powered electric fence, and then we can go from there. And then what I really need to decide actually is what kind of livestock I want to put over here. I've thought about cows. For beef, not for milk. Don't want to do that. I don't want to be married to a cow, milking it twice a day. Not interested in that. My lifestyle just doesn't allow for that. Goats, I've heard, are fairly low maintenance from my friends that raise goats. They're fairly low maintenance, but they are escape experts. So there's that. Sheep, I've heard pros and cons for sheep. Sheep obviously are good for wool if you get that type of sheep. But I've heard that they are not as likely to escape. They kind of stay where they're put, but they are more likely to get parasites. So there's that. So there's all kinds of options. Maybe I'll go emus, something exotic. What do you think? Just going to do a rough estimate, just going to pace it off. I've got a pretty calibrated pace. I used to work in athletics for a long time, and I would have to pace off various measurements, and I got pretty good at it, pretty close to being almost right on the money. 6, 27, 29, 6, 47, 48, 49, 50. This is a great big hickory tree that fell over here. My buddy was parked right here, right where this tree is laying, 5 minutes before it fell. His truck was parked right here, and then the thing just came tumbling down right after he left, which, I mean, it would have crushed his car for sure. If he was in it, yikes, that would not have felt good. That's gonna be firewood. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 523 yards roughly. Anybody want to do the math on how many acres that is? Picked up this old wood stove here, and this is on my list to get cleaned up and installed in the house. We do not have wood heat at the moment, but it's high on the priority list. Currently we just have propane, so we want to have some alternative way to heat the house, and got plenty of firewood, just don't have this installed yet. Across the field, around by the pond, and out the driveway. We're trying to get stuck. Now we're gonna put it in 4-wheel drive. Look what you did.
You told me to go.
You got us stuck in the field. The back tires are spinning. The front tires weren't helping, so we put it in 4-wheel drive. Now the front tires will help us. Get in. Oh yeah.
They don't touch the wheel.
All right, get us out of here.
Fine. These wheels do not provide for you.
All right, we're heading to the right. Turn it. What are you doing?
You said go.
Where are you taking us?
You said go on the trail.
My goodness. All right, about here. That's it. Now get out. Get out, you little weirdo. Get out of here, you crazy driver. Rain delay. I think it's gonna pass here in just a second. Figured might as well not get soaking wet if I can help it. Just kidding. Or it keeps it from burning up. Whew.
gonna get.
This wood has not been completely seasoned, so it's going to need some time to dry. But Mom and Dad are out of firewood, so we're going to go ahead and get it up there and get it delivered and get it split up so it can start drying out. Yep.
Where are we supposed to put it?
Grammy,
Dozer!
because he's not real smart.
Whoops. Every time I walk by it, I'll just split one of those rounds basically, and then it's not that big a deal. If you try to split a whole big pile like this all in one go, it's a pretty big job, but one at a time, piece of cake. I think the primitive skills, the ancestral knowledge, I think is still relevant and still important to pass on to our kids. We need to learn those skills, we need to relearn those skills, and we need to pass it on to the next generation, because if not, it's going to be lost forever, and that's going to be a really, really sad thing. Not because I think that we're going to go back to the Stone Age and we're going to be making all of our own buckskin clothing. I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing. I think that that's a very unlikely scenario in our future. You may think that I'm wrong. I don't know, but I think that's probably an unlikely scenario. But that doesn't mean that these skills are not important. I still think it's important to learn how to live in our natural environment, live in our native habitat, learn the edible plants, and learn how to harvest the animals, learn how to process the hides and use them effectively to make something like moccasins, to make a piece of clothing, and learn how to do that, because that's truly self-reliant. If you can go out into a wild setting and produce all the things that you really need. Anyway, this pry bar is working pretty good to scrape the hide off. You could buy specialized tools for this process, but as little as I'm going to be doing this, I mean, I'm going to do this hide, maybe another one next year, once a year at most, probably. I'm not going to go out and buy specialized tools for tanning hides. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm laying it across a wooden bench here. I'm going to use a pry bar, and it's working really well. It's scraping the fur off. I haven't tried it on the meat side yet, but I think it'll probably get the job done as well. Maggie here dragged the hide out of the creek earlier and was starting to chew on it, weren't you, girl? Huh? Weren't you? You bad dog. Deer hair is pretty cool. I don't know if you know much about it, but deer hair is actually hollow, and that's what gives it its insulative value. Insulative? It's I don't know. That's what makes it warmer. It's hollow. And it's got dead airspace in there, and that's what keeps the deer warm. Pretty neat. I used to use deer hair a lot when I tied flies. Maggie hates the thunder. She hates gunshots and she hates thunder. Don't you, girl? All right, guys, well, I really appreciate you watching. I'm going to keep working on this hide, get the hair off of it, or at least most of it. Stick it back in the creek if I need to for another day. Keep it on ice, and we'll finish it up on another day. But I really do appreciate you watching. Make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up, subscribing. Leave lots of comments. Tell me if you like this kind of video. I'd really appreciate some honest feedback. And then we'll see you on the next one. The storm's about to happen and blow me away, I think. Holy cow. Guys. If my granny knew I was going in the creek during a thunderstorm, she would have my hide. That is for sure. She'd be unhappy with me, to say the least.